So in 2021, I was still the chubby kid in class. I was invisible compared to the athletes in my class. We had, I think, all of the guys in my class played football. And I was sitting at home playing Fortnite the whole time instead of doing sports. So I'm still quite chubby and feel insecure about my biceps. There was this one time when a girl came up to compare her biceps and they looked at mine and mine was even smaller than hers. So I already had the thought in mind that I wanted to make some changes onto my body. A few weeks later, my father then asked me and my brother if we wanted to go to the gym with him. He had a membership like for a good 3 years back then, and since I wanted to change my body, I thought, yeah, this is great. This is a perfect opportunity. And then suddenly I'm in my first training. I got this trainer by my side telling me what to do, what my exercises must be, and all of this is completely new to me. I remember starting the first time with 10 kilos on the upper chest exercise on the machine where you press some weight up, right? And it was my first 10 kilos. I saw these other guys doing 30 already and thought, I can get there too. And so I go with this motivation of changing my body as the chubby kid still. I go through there and it actually is a lot of fun. I've never done sports before that, but I kind of wondered, if I'm not in the best shape right now, but this is fun. What could it be like if I'm actually in good shape and can actually do things with my body that are kind of above average? And so the next year, I just went every second day, with some exceptions, right? I'm still a student. I didn't have the discipline to go every day. I looked up nutritional tables, like what you have to eat. So, for example, that proteins are important to get the muscle fibers going again, or that carbohydrates get your recovery up. So I learned all about the weightlifting. For me, it was always kind of that if I went into a new hobby, I'd have this huge phase in which I just obsessed over the thing. So I had a lot of input, mostly from YouTube, that I watched videos on nutrition and lifting. But I didn't watch the influences. I watched more of the scientific stuff. And that really helped me. So in 6 months, I've already surpassed like a few athletes in my class from the muscle growth because they were just going to football, right? They didn't train the arms that I now did. And suddenly, I'm not the chubby guy. I'm the chubby guy who has some muscles underneath his fat. And this makes me really happy. So I'm going even more because I have the progress. I want to see how much further I can push. So another year goes by. I could actually motivate my friends to also join the gym with me. So like 1.5 years later, after I got my first membership there, they were going as well. And it was quite the amazing feeling to now work out with friends and see them develop as well. I had like good 3 guys, which I see once a week, that we all train together. And before that, I only trained alone. So this was the social aspect that made me really feel good. That that made me motivated even more to go. My brother wasn't going so often as me at the time, so I was making a lot more progress than him. And he was always looking at me weird because I would be doing these kind of ego lifts that I just took so much weight that I couldn't even lift it anymore. But this was good to me. I liked having so much weight on my shoulders that I had a challenge. Like my challenge was now going to lift 35 kilos on the chest press, not a win in Fortnite anymore. So I really got into social life as well now. And then in 2023, it kind of clicked. In school, I was now talked about a lot. I actually had the body that some girls actually found attractive. And this resulted in a lot of ego for me. Like this shouldn't be positive right now. So I went to being invisible to being attractive in a short span of time, like in a year. But it felt to me like it snapped. And then I was feeling like hot. In my class, I acted like such a macho, to be honest. Like, I always had the poker face and tried to be cool. So much so that a girl in front of me was actually feeling so uncomfortable that she called me out in front of the class. But underneath that, I was actually quite insecure. So I'm a macho in this space, but I still go to the gym even more because I feel good about my body. The body of me is now my only thing that I can strive for. And then 2024 comes. And this was the year where it just took off, where I really joined the athletes. I was going consistently 4 times a week. And my friends were kind of falling off, but I tried to get them back on the tracks. Some of them did get back on the tracks, but some of them we actually were I actually went to the gym today once, and one guy that had this as a New Year's resolution didn't actually come. So I'm quite disappointed. But this just happens, right? So in 2024, this was the year in which school ended for me. Like I had my class, which now was the one that would graduate, and everybody was focusing on the studies. Me myself, I never had problems with studying in the lower grades. Like I was the one pumping out ones and twos even when I played sick to stay at home and didn't actually get so much of the lessons. So I could focus even more on improving myself. Now I was reading books on nutrition and still going to the gym. And slowly I became even more obsessed with the sport that I was doing. So I tried to do new ways of things because I couldn't get myself to jog after school sometimes. I would just stand up at 4 in the morning when my family was still asleep, try to sneak out. It was the time when I actually sometimes went twice a day to the gym because it was that much fun for me. And suddenly, because it was this fun for me, no one in my class could actually compete with me. None of the other guys went as often as me, and I just made progress and tried to motivate them, but they didn't really stick to it. I don't want to sound like the guy who's saying I'm so great. I want to be the guy that says that if you can make this fun for yourself, this will be life changing. Sport will be life changing. If you get into the athlete class, up to the guys that do sports every day, like a lot a week, then you're feeling so good that it will impact your social life, also your mental health, because you will now feel more capable. And you have more to do, you feel more productive, your mind gets clearer, you can think better. It's all of these things I wish I had done sooner. If I started with 12 years in school, I would have had 2 years more to think better, think more clearly, be happier. Because once you get the momentum in, it will be fun. Once you are the athlete in your head, it will be even more fun. And then suddenly you blow up into a high class athlete just because you you started, went consistently, and then try to make even more challenges of it because you naturally improve, right? So the gym will actually change your life. And if you're in this chubby guy phase right now, that's not a huge thing. You know, in the whole internet, there's this urgency created, but I actually think the urgency is more of like, well, it's wanting to sell things, but it's also to kind of suppress their own trauma or their own rage. If you find some other guy doing something that ruined your life, you'll be quite hostile towards him, right? You'll you'll be angry at him for eating the crisps, the chips, because you've been eating them and you felt like shit. So if you're already exercising and eating clean, this is amazing. This will boost your life quality up by 200% if you're a fit person. And then if you don't do sports, if you aren't going to the gym, the best investment into yourself is a gym membership. I truly believe that because it has changed my life and it will change yours as well, just over time. You know, there's hundreds of videos about how to build the muscle, how to get the discipline to go a lot more. So I'm not gonna go in depth into this video, but I'd like to end off by saying that everything just takes time. And like I'm not a special guy. I was the chubby kid who couldn't even run 200 meters without sweating like crazy and getting out of breath. But but I turned into the top athlete of my entire year. And I believe you can do this too. This is not so much about my success story. It's about that you can get it as well. It's about motivating you to actually do the changes that will impact your life. So if you've been thinking about a gym membership, please go on now. It's not just a New Year's resolution. It's actually something you should stick to forever. Yeah, with some muscle, with an attractive body that you can look into the mirror and say, damn, I can already see some veins here. This is crazy. Do you get what I'm saying? And it makes me I'm so glad that I started going. And I wish this for you too. I'll be hitting a second workout later, so maybe you'll be going at the same time as me. Good luck and have a good day, yeah? I'll see you around.